Different countries have different contexts, they'll have to find their own pathways forward. But there are some solutions which make sense in every country, in every jurisdiction. Fuel efficiency. There's no reason why every country shouldn't have the most fuel efficient vehicle available in the world. China should have the same fuel efficient technology in their vehicles as in the United States, as in Europe. India should have that same technology. They will have that technology if the government requires it. And that's the way how the auto industry and how regulation in the industry works. You're required of them, they'll deliver it. There shouldn't be two different markets, one for America, one in Europe, another for China and India. It should be the same market, same technology. We're starting to see the peaking of global sales of light-duty internal combustion engine vehicles. That is on the horizon. It may be sooner than anybody ever anticipated. The growth is electric vehicles. The future is electric. Just like in the power sector, where wind and solar is the future, in the transport sector, electric vehicles, especially when combined with clean renewable energy, is the solution, is the key solution in the US, in Europe, in China, in India, in Brazil, everywhere. We need to electrify using transportation, using clean energy. Jurisdictions working together can leverage global supply chains and accelerate that transformation. Simply put, if India and the rest of the world starts to go in the direction of the United States in terms of adoption of the personal automobile as their primary source of mobility, that's an environmental disaster. We cannot afford that. So we need to find ways where cities, states, leaders can find ways and find solutions. This is going to be very context specific. What works in Hyderabad may not work in Beijing. What works in Beijing may not work in Los Angeles. But we can learn and accelerate the learning. And the solutions are also well known. Public transit, very clearly. You need good public transit. You need to have your cities designed in a way which is higher density, mixed use, transit oriented. And you need to find ways to accelerate innovation on new mobility solutions, like transportation network companies like the Ubers and the Lyfts of the world, again, to eliminate that dependency on the automobile. So working together, we can learn what works. We have to develop global platforms to accelerate learning amongst policymakers and leaders and analysts so that we can accelerate this learning so we can avoid repeating some of the mistakes of the past, like in the United States being so dependent on the automobile. Developing countries like India and Brazil and Indonesia need to leapfrog past some of the current fossil fuel infrastructure, needs to go beyond the internal combustion engine vehicle and start working on electric vehicles and making sure they go beyond personal vehicle automobile dependency. We don't go down that pathway by looking for and finding solutions for clean mobility, which does not rely upon personal transportation.